Here is another very important update on Nnamdi Kanu's court case. As everyone, all the world is watching for the eventual freedom, release of the IPOB leader, there's something happening right now, which is what we are going to trash out in this particular video, because IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, has released a statement concerning the expected future release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The expected future release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let us look at it right now in this video. That is our work in Noble Media. If you have not subscribed, click on subscribe, because our work is to bring to the front burner relevant, up-to-date information, because news, we believe, knowledge is power. IPOB cautions Justice Omotosho against halting Nnamdi Kanu's trial based on Kenyan court ruling. IPOB Justice James Omotosho is the judge in charge of Nnamdi Kanu's court case. Remember, Binta Nyako was there and all the rest, but the judge in charge of it currently, right now, is James Omotosho, and IPOB is cautioning the man. And there is a reason for that. Let us dive into it right now. In a statement signed by Barrister Oyedikachi Ifedi on behalf of the IPOB Directorate of Legal Affairs. You know, IPOB has media team, legal team, and all the rest. This Barrister Oyedikachi Ifedi signed this. The group acknowledged the judgment of the Kenyan court. Remember that the Kenyan courts acquitted Nnamdi Kanu and granted him the compensation. They said the way he was treated in Kenya was illegal, and therefore the Kenyan government should pay Nnamdi Kanu 120 million naira. That is about 10 million Kenyan shillings. Okay. Emphasize that James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja is constitutionally barred from acting contrary to the Supreme Court of Nigeria's ruling on the matter. Let's move on. Let's now look at the meat of the matter. The Indigenous People of Biafra has cautioned that the recent judgment by the Kenyan High Court, which ruled the abduction and extraordinary rendition of its leader Nnamdi Kanu as illegal and unconstitutional, must not be used as a legal basis to halt his ongoing trial in Nigeria. They are saying, let's take it again. This IPOB is saying that the judgment in Kenya, which ruled that the abduction and extraordinary rendition of its leader Nnamdi Kanu as illegal and unconstitutional, that judgment in Kenya said that the way Kanu was renditioned, arrested, and brought to Nigeria from Kenya is illegal and unconstitutional. That Nigerian government must not use it as an excuse to stop or halt Nnamdi Kanu's trial that is going on in Nigeria. Right now, as you are watching this video, please come under the comment of this video and type "Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." If you are one of those that believe in Biafra, or you are one of those that believe in the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, come under the comment of this video, type "Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu" or type "Free Biafra." Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or type "Free Biafra." If you are not one of those, if you believe Nnamdi Kanu should be held, ignore this message or come under this video and tell us why Nnamdi Kanu should not be freed. Very, very important. Come under the comment and type "Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." In a statement signed by Barrister Oyedikachi Ifedi on behalf, the group acknowledged the judgment of the Kenya High Court, but emphasized that Justice Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja is barred from acting contrary to the Supreme Court of Nigeria's ruling on the matter. Okay? Look at what they said. Look at what the statement IPOB put out. While we acknowledge and commend the Kenyan judiciary for upholding the rule of law and condemning the illegal action that led to our leaders' abduction and torture, we find it necessary to clarify a fundamental constitutional limitation under Nigeria's legal system, the statement read. Citing Section 287, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution, IPOB stressed that all subordinate courts are required to comply with the decision of the Supreme Court. We move on. The decision of the Supreme Court shall be enforced in any part of the Federation by all authorities and persons and by courts with subordinate jurisdiction to that of the Supreme Court. Of course, you know, every other court in Nigeria is under the Supreme Court. Okay? IPOB quoted the Constitution, that is Nigerian Constitution. No? You know, Kanu has always said that most of the time, what is killing Nigeria is that they do not follow their own Constitution. They do not follow their own constitution. Even the government, the leaders. That's why sometimes the court will say something and those that it affects will refuse to obey. The group noted that the Supreme Court had remitted the matter to the lower court for trial dispute, despite acknowledging that Kanu was subject to what it termed a criminal abduction and unlawful rendition. According to IPOB, Justice Omotosho is duty-bound to abide by that judgment regardless of its controversy or flaws. No trial court, regardless of circumstance, is permitted to override, ignore, or set aside a Supreme Court judgment, IPOB said. His Lordship Justice James Omotosho may take judicial notice of errors, and there were significant errors in the lead judgment, but it cannot act upon them unless and until the apex court overrules itself. In this case, the apex court is the Supreme Court of Nigeria. The group referenced Rosek versus ACB Limited 1993-8, which held that lower courts must obey Supreme Court's pronouncement no matter how manifestly bad or perverse that they may appear, no matter how that judgment from the Supreme Court may appear. Remember to be one of those. Some people already doing it. Come under the comment of this video and type free Mazi Nnamdi. That is if you believe it. And also drop a prayer for it. If you don't believe it, don't type. But if you believe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be free, come under the comment of the video and type free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or free Biafra. Let's now move on. IPOB accused the Supreme Court of ignoring critical safeguards that should have avoided Kanu's trial. These include Section 15 of Nigeria Extradition Act, which prohibits prosecution for offences outside the terms of extradition. The precedent in Gabriel Ezeze versus the State 2024, which mandated the consent of the surrendering state, Kenya, in this case, for any new charges. Okay? We are looking at this in details. Violation of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, especially Article 5, Article 6, and Article 7, prohibiting torture, unlawful detention, and denial of fair trial. Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers are the one schooling Nigerian government. Breaches of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, to which Nigeria is a party, including Article 7, Article 9, Article 13, and Article 14. I hope Justice Omotosho and the Nigerian government will learn from this. Why the Supreme Court ignored this fundamental principle is a mystery to many. Why did the Supreme Court know all these things and they still ignored it and are still holding Nnamdi Kanu? IPOB said, adding that strong legal argument exists that the judgment was given per inquiry without reference to relevant legal principles or statutes. We must now move on. If you have not typed free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, do that now. We must stand for justice. We must stand for freedom. And here in Noble Media, we are not focusing on this matter because of just Nnamdi Kanu. We are focusing on any matter that we perceive injustice, we perceive that people's rights are trampled upon, whether it's happening over here in Gambia or whether it's happening in South Africa, in Canada, in UAE, in Europe, in anywhere. We try as a media house to focus on it because we believe the more people know about it, the more freedom for the oppressed is assured. If you have not joined our YouTube channel, please click on join to become a full member of our channel. You can also subscribe. The group argued that while the ruling of the Kenyan court was significant, it carries no binding authority in Nigeria courts unless domesticated through treaty ratification under Section 12 of the Constitution. Look at what IPOB said. Although the Kenyan High Court has rightly exposed the illegality of the abduction, its decision has no automatic legal effect within the Nigerian judicial system, IPOB said. Let's now move on. IPOB reiterated its stance that the Federal High Court in Abuja is not the proper venue to challenge the Supreme Court's ruling, and that any effort to hold the trial must proceed through appellate channels, either within Nigeria or at international judicial forums. We caution the Nigerian judiciary and the executive against using the procedural posture of the case as a smokescreen to legitimize an unlawful process that contravenes not only Nigerian municipal laws but also binding international legal obligations. These are the things that IPOB is stressing. The only issue is that sometimes Nigeria either pretend as if they don't know the law, or when they even know the law, they refuse to obey it. But here, we must keep talking about it. Come under the comment of this video, and as a matter of urgency, type Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Invite your friends, invite your followers, invite your fans. Let them do the same. Copy the link of this video, share to them. Let everybody do it. Remember, you must, in your own capacity, keep talking about this. Apart from what we do online, offline, talk to people. If any opportunity you have on radio, if you can do peaceful protest without violence, anything you can do to let the world know that Nnamdi Kanu should be free. Don't fold your hands. We are doing what we can do. We expect you to also do what you can do. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's continued trial is a trial of the rule of law itself. The group, that is IPOB, called on the international community, the African Union, and human rights bodies, Amnesty International and others, to take notice and pressure Nigerian authorities to comply with international legal standards. This is what must happen. We expect let us keep doing what we can do, typing Free Nnamdi Kanu until freedom is assured. If you have not typed Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, come under the comment of this video. Kindly join our YouTube channel. Click on join so you can become a full member of this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share. Right now, there is an important video on the screen. Click on it and watch now.